Court is now in session. We're here today in the matter of the people versus Teto. The defendant, Teto, stands accused of theft of a baguette and speeding. These are serious charges. If found guilty, the defendant faces up to 2 years in jail with the possibility of parole. Let the record show that all parties are present. We will proceed with the opening statements. I will hear from both counsel. Prosecution, you may begin.
Tonight, you'll hear stories of chaos, accusation, and supposed corruption. But underneath that noise lies a truth that is far less sinister and far more human. 2 officers, 2 people who stood where most would never dare, in the middle of danger, making decisions in heartbeats not ours, finding that there are criminals lying beneath the shadows of our great city. They didn't act for glory, and they didn't act for greed. They acted because someone had to. So, before the defendant comes up to this stage and calls them corrupt, calls them abusive, calls them brutal, let's ask ourselves, what would you have done in their place? Because by the end of this trial, you won't see villains. You'll see 2 people who choose duty over comfort and stood tall when the world turned its back. Thank you. Thank you.
You may be seated. May the defendant's counsel make their opening statement.
Good evening, everyone. Your Honor and members of the court, today we are here because my client, Teto, has been accused of 2 things: stealing bread and speeding. And now that may sound serious until you hear who is making these accusations. Miku and Neru, the same officers known for being aggressive and terrorizing the community. The truth is simple. Teto never stole any bread. Teto never sped. Teto was targeted unfairly by officers more interested in their own reputation than in justice. We will show that there's no proof, no video, and no witnesses, and not even a single breadcrumb linking Teto to these alleged crimes. What we do have is a motive, not from Teto, but from the ones accusing her. But at the end of this trial, you'll see that this isn't a case about stolen bread. It's a case about broken trust and corruption, bias, and the dangers of leaping to conclusions without facts. And when all the evidence is laid out, I'm confident you all will find Teto not guilty, because the only thing stolen here was the truth.
We will now hear from the witnesses. I will alternate between the prosecution and the defense to ensure fairness. Prosecution, call your first witness.
I would like to call Nugget Leaf.
She disconnected. She lost her Wi-Fi.
She altered forward.
I understand.
Oh my god.
She is overwhelmed with emotion at the moment. She did need a moment to grab tissues in the back. We do apologize. She, I'm sure, will be with us. I would like to call Water to the stand first.
Neru?
Neru.
My name's Neru. I swear to tell nothing other than the truth.
Is it true that on this night you were attending with Miku as a rookie police officer?
Yes.
We've established that you were a rookie police officer at this time. Would you say that that's fair? That you may have not followed protocol in times of stress?
Yeah.
What did the scene look like when you first arrived onto the scene at the bakery where you got the phone call? Something was mischief.
So they were arguing.
And when you say they, you're saying Teto and the manager of this bakery?
Yes.
Yes, they were arguing. Okay. What were they arguing about?
They were arguing about the bread Teto stole.
As your lawyer mentioned, you're a rookie on the job?
Yes.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
may have not been following
going on over
protocol
there?
that night. I'll take silence as a yes. Oh, even better, an actual yes. So it's fair to say that you could have forgotten to read off Teto's rights, for example.
Your Honor, objection, leading the
Yeah.
answer. Oh,
And do you know that if you are not to read someone that you are arresting their rights, that the case is to be thrown out? You
No.
aren't aware of that? They didn't teach you that in school? Where were you accredited? No further questions.
did you not read the Miranda excuse me, rights?
Miranda.
Miranda rights. Because you knew that Miku already had? You nodded your head, yes. Yes. Okay. That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Okay, defense. Do you wish to call upon a witness?
I wish to call
Yes,
the
I'm-
accused Teto to the stand.
God damn. Already.
Thank you, Gumi, for pushing him over.
Do you swear to tell the truth,
He's
all the
lying.
truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear to tell the truth, but nothing but the truth. That is all. I'm a truthful man.
Okay, Teto, I see you're in a wheelchair. Is that recent?
Yes, it's recently.
Now, I have a few questions for you. Where were you at the time of this alleged bread theft?
I
not
was
gonna
at
have to
the
ask you
grocery
this.
store with my daughter buying some baguettes. Till after paying for my baguettes, and we had no receipt because the machine was not in operation. And that's when these two came up to me.
Interesting.
And I wasn't the only one they came up to. They had been roughhousing all the customers who were trying to leave.
Unbelievable.
Interesting.
Silence.
Unbelievable.
I'll hold you in contempt.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Now,
Your Honor.
Teto, did you purchase anything else from the store that day besides baguettes?
I have not. I've only went there for the baguettes.
Interesting. And Teto, is it routine of yours to go to the store daily to buy a baguette?
I have a sore throat.
Yes, I go almost every day to buy baguettes.
And
It's a
have you
daily routine.
perfect? And have you ever been accused by anyone in the
Mm.
store for stealing before?
No, I have not been accused by anyone before. I am well known with everyone, every worker, and the manager of the store.
Interesting. Now, you mentioned Miku and Neru were giving multiple people a hard time.
Yes.
Why do you think they were?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I believe that they were trying to meet a quota. They were bored.
When they stopped you, you said your daughter was with you, correct?
Yes, I had my daughter with me.
So what did they say to you when you got approached?
They told me to stop and to show me my receipt. And I had told them that I did not have a receipt. They can go ask the cashier, and the cashier vouched for me, saying that the machine was not operational.
Mm-hmm. And how did they react to that?
They were not happy with my response.
So even after they realized you were a paying customer, they followed you out to your car?
Yes, I assumed I was free to go because I was never told I was being detained.
Which would be important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how far do you live from that store?
About a couple miles.
So you would say pretty close by.
Pretty close by, yes.
And knowing how close you are from the store, you don't think you would have been able to accelerate fast enough to warrant arrest?
No. It's not too much of a distance for me to accelerate.
And have you ever gotten pulled over for speeding before?
I have not. I usually go with the flow of the traffic.
So you've not even received a warning for speeding?
No warning, nothing. My record is clean.
Well, unfortunately, you were pulled over by Miku and Neru, correct?
Yes, I was.
And how fast did you pull over when you saw the flashing lights?
Immediately. I assumed they were passing. They were gonna pass by me.
Mm.
So I got pulled over to the side of the road and got out of the way. But they pulled up behind me.
And how did they behave during that stop?
I was never told why for the reason for the stop. Neru shattered my window, pulled me out of my car, and then they started beating me with their batons right there in front of my daughter. Why are you laughing? This isn't funny.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
It is
I'm so
definitely
sorry.
not funny. And Miku
No.
is infamously known to have a tendency to be threatening and intimidating. Did you feel threatened and intimidated during this stop?
Very much.
So tell me how the rest of the stop went after they began to beat you.
After they were beating me, they dragged me to the back of their patrol car, and they didn't tell me that I was under arrest. They just threw me in the back and left my daughter abandoned in the car crying, alone, sad, cold, and that was it. That was the last I've seen of her. Yes, I ended up at the station. I was being questioned, and Miku did not like any of my answers. So she got aggressive and started beating me with a lamp. I woke up in a dark room and I couldn't feel my legs.
And is that the reason why you're in a wheelchair today?
Yes, and it is also the reason why I lost my left eye.
Oh, goodness, that is horrible. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I do have a few.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get him.
The funny thing is I can hear her through the vents. I volunteer at my local orphanage for blind kids. That is rude. You need to leave.
I'm so sorry.
Stop making memes.
And are you involved in the community?
Very often, yes.
Since you're involved with the community, have you ever had any other experiences with Miku or Neru before?
No, I have never.
And what would you say to those who think you would steal bread?
I think they would also be corrupt, cowards, can't defend themselves because of their corruption.
No further questions.
I will call upon a recess.
Perfect. Recess.
Let me see.
Teto, you're doing great up there.
Thank
How
Yeah.
admirable of you
I'm
to
so
tell
proud of
your
your
Thank you.
legs.
Liar. These two are going.
Look how many Tetos we
Run over your
have.
toes.
No.
So many baguettes. So many baguettes.
Oh my.
Teto
That
supporters.
we're stalling.
Yes, Teto supporters. Exactly. Oh my god. I want a bite of a baguette. Oh
Wait,
my god.
Teto, let me take a picture with you and your fam.
Hi, Lamb. Thank you for supporting.
That's so
What
cute.
violence?
Teto, so you think we're gonna win this?
Oh,
Exactly. We gotta win this.
of course, Your Honor. Thank you guys for that patience on the recess.
Wow, hold on. I just saw his leg move.
Nuh-uh. You saw this.
All right, chill.
Hearsay.
Okay.
Chill, girl.
You're saying things, you schizo.
So after the events of the bakery, you were pulled over, and you said you pulled over immediately. Is that right?
Yes, I had pulled over immediately. Because I
Pulled
thought
over
they were going to
immediately.
pass by.
Of course. And then remind us again what happened, what transpired.
Objection
What
asked and
transpired?
answered.
Sustained.
Haha.
Wow. So, Teto, after being pulled over, you make the claim that you were then put into the police car and taken to the police court. Police station, rather.
Yes.
And if we did have incriminating evidence, perhaps a photo, of Teto driving away from a cop car with sirens over double yellow lines, you would say that's incriminating evidence?
No. I don't know who you're talking about.
You would say that's not incriminating evidence to drive over double yellow lines while
I don't
being
know.
pulled over by police officers.
AI is too advanced nowadays.
AI is too advanced nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. If we could prove that your outfit was the same in that car and in the bakery, would you say that's incriminating evidence?
You tell me.
I will. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, will the calling attorney wish to redirect?
Of course. AI has gotten very advanced to the point that you wouldn't be surprised if they use that against you, correct?
Yes.
And as a Teto, you would say that it's a pretty popular character that many people have,
Mm-hmm.
including many people in the court.
Yes.
But in theory, they could have pulled over multiple Tetos.
Yes. They could have pulled over multiple.
And I do have a picture to send out if you'll allow it.
Go ahead.
Everyone look closely.
And is this a picture of you and Gumi after you purchase your baguettes?
Yes.
That is so sweet.
That is.
No further questions.
Absolutely not. Your Honor, I would like to call Miku to the stand.
You swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. I will tell the truth, nothing but the truth, always the truth.
So, Miku, I'd like to work backwards with you tonight.
Yes, yes.
It just so happens that photo shared earlier
Mhm.
with Gumi and Teto sharing a bite. Do you know of the photo afterwards?
Yes, we found that picture after we arrested Teto
After you arrested Teto.
online.
Stop the
Online.
cap.
On
Online.
Instagram.
On Instagram. Now, was there a follow-up picture, perchance?
Yes, there
After-
was a follow-up picture.
For those in the Discord, if you would like to take a sneak peek at the follow-up photo of right after that image. How do I send?
You click enter.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Griffin.
Why are you helping him? You're on my side.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So quiet.
Now, for those who may not have access to this Discord, what we are seeing is an identical background of a before and after picture of those baguettes being eaten in the bakery. Your Honor, there were witnesses there seeing those baguettes being eaten in the aisle before cash out, before the purchase, and with no receipt to prove whether this purchase was made or not. Truly, all we really can assume here, Your Honor, is that these baguettes were eaten without purchase. Truthfully eaten, of course. Without purchase, with no receipt, of course our police officer is going to be respected. Are you suspected in that moment entering the bakery? Are you suspecting Teto could have stole this baguette? And if so, what was your protocol? What would you have told them?
At first, I didn't know they ate the baguettes. I asked that they were both detained. They can't leave yet until I get the information from the manager himself. As I was talking to the manager, he told me that he ate the baguettes with with his daughter.
And earlier we know that Neru did not read Teto their Miranda rights. Miku, did you read Teto their Miranda rights?
Yes, I read Teto's Miranda rights.
Of course. And when Neru had taken Teto back to their suspected vehicle, mind you, what were you doing in the bakery while they were taken back into the parking lot?
Taking our witness information.
Witness information. We do have that witness here with us today. We will get to speak with them shortly. Miku, after speaking, during speaking, what was it that you heard? What did you feel when you heard those sirens go off and you knew that something was amiss?
From my point of view, I felt embarrassed
Embarrassed.
because as I stepped out of the bakery, I saw Teto's car zooming by, and I was too slow to get to my own car.
you had to take a guess at their speed, of course you didn't have the technology with you on hand. How fast would you say they're going out of that parking lot? Out of that parking lot.
Probably 100.
100. And with a car amazing like that, I mean, of course you could reach 100 in that speed, of course. When you got into the car with Neru and you put on those sirens, did Teto pull over the first time?
At the first time, yes, they pulled over.
Of course. They pulled over immediately even.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Immediately.
Yes.
Yes.
And what did you do in that moment?
I stepped out armed because I was
Armed.
scared for myself and for my partner because who knows what they had in the car.
They were recklessly driving at this point,
Yes, they passed by a
resisting
school zone.
arrest
Mm-hmm,
by a school zone, arresting arrest.
Yes.
And so you were armed, approaching the vehicle. Were you telling them to exit the vehicle?
Yes, I told them to step out of the car 3 times.
3 times. 3 times. And on that 3rd time, Miku, what was Neru doing?
Neru grabbed spikes and tried to put them in front of their car.
Was that successful?
I thought it was until Neru told me spikes was not successful.
And so on that last question of having Teto exit the car, what happened? Did Teto come out of the car? Or what else happened?
Teto did come out of the car.
Teto
And
came out
also
of the car?
also the daughter came out of the car. But what Teto did not
Mm.
do is put the car on park.
Where was Teto standing before this car wasn't in park?
Next to it, where the door was.
Where the door was. Would you say that their feet was lodged underneath the back seat, the back car, the back wheel, back left wheel to be specific?
Yes.
Mm. And so then did the car roll over Teto's feet?
Yes, it rolled over Teto's feet, knocking him down.
Mm. Sharp gravel, I heard. Not enough taxes in these roads. He fell harshly, is that right?
Yes.
Unbelievable. What was the sound you heard when those enormous wheels went over and over Teto's little feet?
The bones cracking.
The bones crunching. Would you say that Teto would be able to walk after that?
Oh no, God, no, he couldn't.
Could he even walk in that moment?
No.
No. Would you say that he was maybe even bruised from the hard fall that they took?
Yes, it started to bruise on the spot.
On the spot bruising. Thank you, Miku. Thank you for reliving this hard moment with us and the ladies and gentlemen of this court. We appreciate your grace and your honesty. No further questions, Your Honor.
Will the defense like the cross-examine?
Of course. Miku, I would like you to recite the Miranda rights.
Oh, fuck!
I'll take your
let me try to remember because
that you
no,
don't know it.
I know it. I do know it. Is that
No,
I'm
she's pulling
still
up Google.
traumatized. No, not.
Now,
Okay,
a cop should
shut
be
up, you
able
legged.
to recite this very easily without thought. It should be second nature. Your rookie partner couldn't, can you? My next question.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen a child from a grocery store be a little hangry and a mother or father open a package of a snack and give their child it before purchasing with the intent to purchase?
Yes. But they pay it first before they open it.
That is not true. I personally have experienced my mother giving me a string cheese in a store and paying afterwards.
Uh-huh.
Now,
You're not
let's
helping!
say my mother did that. Do you think the next course of action is to arrest her?
No, but there's some places that are really strict.
So you're saying is protocol at certain places?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a bit harsh over a piece of bread.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading the question.
Sustained.
Now, Miku, is it standard for a rookie officer to handle your arrestees alone, unsupervised?
I know they had it, that they get distracted too easily.
Then wouldn't that mean they wouldn't have it?
No, they wouldn't. I would have thought about it, but they were already arguing when I got there.
Interesting. When you pulled Teto over, you claimed that he was going 100 miles per hour. How did you know that?
Because Neru pulled out the speeding, I forgot what to call it, the speeding thermometer.
You don't
I
know what it's
forgot what
called
to
as a
call
police
that.
officer?
I forgot. I'm in pressure right here.
Interesting. So it seems like you're very forgetful at times.
Yes, I am.
Objection, Your Own.
I have to answer.
Okay, interesting.
Because it is.
Do you have the reading from that speed thermometer?
Yes, it was 100. I even wrote it down on my report.
Now, your lawyer claimed that you did not have the technology to know that.
Called writing.
Interesting. So you pull Teto over, again, over, quote unquote, stealing a piece of bread. And during that arrest, you are claiming that he did not put his car in park, correct?
Yes, he did not.
And that led to the damage of the car and the damage of Teto?
Yes.
So how would that explain Teto's eye being lost?
I mean, he could have hit a rock when
He
he went
could have,
down.
or he
It was a
did?
He did.
Oh, but you said he could have.
There is if I hit his eye, wouldn't there be cameras me actually hitting him in
Well,
the
that was
room?
my next question. It's normally protocol for cops to have their cop camera, and we could solve this case pretty easily if we saw what really happened. Where's the footage?
You gotta ask my sergeant for that. As you
So
can
you
see,
did not
he's
bring
not
it to
here.
court?
No, I had to fill out some paperwork to get it.
So you want my client to be found guilty without the proper footage? You did not have that with you today?
No, I did not bring it with me.
And what did you do with Gumi after you arrested Teto?
Called CPS.
Did you stay with her until she was taken care of?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. And where did you take Teto after he fell?
We called an ambulance that took him to the hospital. Neru followed.
Where were you?
No, I stayed with the child.
No further questions.
The opposing lawyer gave us a lot to really think about here. The witness here today gave you a call. And I'll be asking them more questions, of course, about how their experience and what they were going through during this time. But answering this call, I'd like to first ask, how did you feel?
At the beginning, I felt fine until I got there. I got a little nervous because I thought my rookie couldn't do it.
Absolutely. And speaking of your rookie, when we got to the bakery, those Miranda rights that you had spoke to Teto that you can't recall tonight, does that mean that you deserve to be accused of not doing your job properly in the moment?
Yes, I feel so accused. I worked my whole life in this job, in this career. I went to school for this, took trainings for this, non-stop sleep to get this position.
Absolutely. Our memory fails us at times, Your Honor. And in this stressful moment, when it's important to get Teto behind those bars for what they did, it's natural to forget something so simple. When you pulled over Teto, you only pulled them over once, is that right?
Yes.
And you pulled them over, and they pulled over immediately,
Yes.
Is Toto like Rosa Parks?
and they fell. This eye that they may or may not have lost, Miku, what was it in that moment that you realized that eye was gone for good? Can you give me in this moment a detailed description of how Teto fell and lost their eye?
Yes, of course. As the car started rolling, we told Teto to move back. Neru grabbed the child and moved her quickly. I tried to reach Teto, but because of the grapple, I slipped and I couldn't get to Teto on time.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I heard the crush of all his bones, his leg bones,
Yeah.
getting crushed by the car.
Yeah.
The weight of that car was terrifying.
Yeah.
I I
Yeah.
did not. I was shocked. I couldn't eat for days because I couldn't even look at bones.
Absolutely.
Hearing
Absolutely. I
that
think what
crushing.
this shows that our police officers here in this city, one, are not forgetful. You remembered this crucial moment of Teto's life, and two, showed compassion. You tried
Objection, not
to
a
help
question.
Sustained.
Actually fucking objected their own judge? What?
Dang
Please
it.
ask your next
Okay.
question.
Miku, do you do you-
He said who
Para
decided
que te
that?
que gozado. Que te que gozado.
Of course, not a question. I'm getting carried away, Your Honor. I apologize. Of course, I have a lot of passion about this situation. Would you say it's store policy to be allowed to eat before purchasing the item?
At some places, yes.
Mm. And you're involved with this community. Would you say at this grocery store, this bakery, it's not allowed?
Yes. This from that bakery, it was not allowed.
Eating the baguettes, do you feel like that in of itself is bad?
Not really if they were really hungry, but since
Mhm.
it was in that bakery, I would have not eaten them myself.
Of course. And them not paying and having a receipt, is that why you forced this question onto them of
Oh no,
proof of purchase? No,
no, of course not.
of course not. And lastly, Miku, there was multiple reasons, were there not,
Yes,
to
multiple.
arrest Miku. And let me
arrest
remind
myself.
you.
Wait, to arrest
Yeah.
myself.
Sorry, I misspoken, Miku, misspoken. To arrest Teto.
Yeah.
That car was a suspected vehicle, was it not?
Oh yes, of course. It's
And
been in our records for a while.
Yes, and Teto didn't give you proof of insurance? No proof of insurance?
No, he didn't.
Interesting.
It's because they lie.
No further questions.
Does the defense have any more witnesses?
Yes, I do. I would like to call Gumi, Teto's daughter, to the stand. What is your relationship to Teto?
Teto is my father. He birthed me. He is a very good man. He takes good care of me.
Wait, I'm sorry.
He takes very good care of me.
And he frequently takes you to the store to buy fresh bread, correct?
Yes, that's his favorite bread place.
And were you at the store that day with your dad?
Yes.
And was it scary when the cops approached you at the store?
Yes, because my father held on my hand tighter. I could tell his anxiety was going up.
I didn't know he had anxiety. Oh, interesting.
And how did that stop go? Did they ask you any questions?
No, they gave no room for my dad to talk.
And during that whole interaction, an employee from the store interrupted and vouched for you guys, correct?
Yes, because my dad is a regular, and he knows what my dad's going to get, as always. So he didn't need no receipt or to buy it beforehand because he always pays for it.
Yeah, and your dad normally doesn't stack up on receipts, correct?
No, he thinks it's a hassle.
So once you proved that you guys purchased the bread, you went into your car. Did you know they followed you out to it?
Yeah, I was very scared at that moment, but my dad told me it was fine. He will protect me.
They didn't mention you being detained. They got in their own car?
Yeah.
And once you were in the car, did you feel like your dad was accelerating fast?
No, it was the same speed as everyone else. I felt pretty safe.
Were you confused when the lights got turned on by the cops?
Yes, because I thought it was for someone else, but my dad pulled over as anyways.
And how terrifying was that police stop?
Sorry, this is so much, but it was scary because they hurt my dad.
Guys, he was talking about pregnancy, guys. That's why. My friend was talking about pregnancy.
Sorry. It
You're
was
okay.
very
Take
scary
your
because they
time.
hurt my dad by breaking my dad's window in front of me, and they dragged. Sorry, they're making me cry.
It must be really
Silence.
scary to face your dad's aggressors. Now, during
Yes.
that stop, we know your
Anyways.
dad was taken away from you. How did you get home that night?
I walked to the neighbor's house
Alone?
all by myself. Yes,
No CPS was called? The cops didn't wait with you?
no, I just walked away because I felt more safer at my home than with them.
And when was the last time you saw your dad?
At the hospital, but this is my first time actually seeing him.
And is there anything you'd like to say to your dad right now?
Dad, I miss you.
I miss you
Stop
too.
laughing at the child.
I'm so sorry.
That's disrespectful as shit.
Very disrespectful. And Gumi, is there anything that you would like to say to the cops that took your dad away from you?
I just want my dad back.
No further questions.
Nice to meet you, you little kid. Your name's Gumi, right?
Yes.
Gumi, you don't need to touch him if you don't want to.
Damn, disrespectful.
So close yet
Gumi,
so far.
you've had disagreements with these police officers. You and your father have had disagreements with these police officers before, correct?
No.
No, this is the first time that these police officers have given you any trouble.
Yes.
And Gumi, if these police officers are not found to be oh my Gumi, listen here, you little shit. You're gonna listen, okay?
He's threatening me like he the cops threatening my dad.
Dude, sorry. Somebody in the court said that. Someone in over there said that. That was not me. So when tell me a little bit more, Gumi. I know that this is a really hard thing to go through, okay? Tell me a little bit more about that window shattering in that moment.
They shattered the window and dragged my dad out as they pinned him to the floor.
Dragged them out and pinned to the floor. And was the car in park during this? What do you know?
How would I know?
How would you
I'm
know?
a kid.
Oh, but you're aware enough to know that you wouldn't know you're a kid. Interesting. Gumi, you're pretty popular to the populace. A lot of people, myself included, are fans. Is that right? Is that right? Are you're popular to the populace, myself included, right? Your Honor, witness is not answering my question.
Please carry along. Just answer or ask your next question.
Oh my goodness. Gumi. Gumi, to be on stage with your fellow stars, you do have to be of certain age, correct? Gumi, do you know what that age is that you have to be on stage?
Does this matter?
Excuse me.
Objection relevance.
And then I will continue. The age you have to be is old enough to recognize the situation in front of you. Recognize that the car, the smashing windows, and the car not being in park you are able to answer that at your age. So why do you not want to answer if that car was in park or not?
I was in shock from the police. I wasn't looking at the park or not.
Shocking the police. Okay. Interesting. Can you describe to me exactly what happened after they pinned down Teto?
They put him in the back of the car while I was still in the car. So I
Right.
got out and walked home to my neighbor's house where he took care of me.
Interesting. Because Gumi, you yourself had said on the day of the incident that Teto is a liar. Do you remember that?
Yes, because I was scared of the police after what they did to my father. I wanted to be
Scared
on
of
their
the
good side too.
He was low-key homeless.
You wanted to be on their good side after saying Teto is a liar. The night that you sent that message, you sent it alongside the social media post. What was the timing of you posting that social media post?
Would you remind me?
Our police officer saw a social media post of you with your father, the one who birthed you, eating baguettes. And then afterwards, after that message, you had sent Teto as a liar.
I'm pretty sure I sent that after Gumi was revealed, so the times are different.
After Gumi was revealed. This was on the 19th, the night of the incident. Gumi, I think I've left you a lot to think about. I think I've left you a lot to think about how your dad may not be the man you think he is.
Why
I
is
have
he
no further
beating up then?
questions. I have no further questions.
They mentioned the car being in park or not. When your dad got pulled out of the car, was the car in motion?
No, because he pulled over.
So you could assume the car was most likely in park.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Does the prosecution have any more witnesses?
Yes, we have a witness. We'd like to call Nugget, Rat, or Leaf to the stand.
Alright, Rat. You swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
So, Nugget, your witness to this event is an important one because tonight we are to prove that Teto has stolen and sped. So, tell me a little bit about what you had seen prior to the police entering.
Prior to the police entering, I myself was in the bakery shopping for muffins, as they normally make them on that day. And upon my own shopping, I see this person, along with their child, enter the establishment and pick up the baguettes fresh from the counter, and they both take a bite. And
Yes.
anyone who goes there regularly knows that's against their policy because of health reasons and health risks.
Yes, and you're a regular yourself, is that right?
Yes.
And do you always pay before you eat your muffins?
Yes.
And as a regular, do you know the store manager themselves? Are you close with the store manager?
Yes, I know them very well. They are my cousin.
They're your cousin even. So being this close, cousin even, to the store manager, and you still have to pay before you eat the muffins. Is that right?
Yes.
In this moment, knowing the store manager would be upset, what did you do?
Well, seeing that they had already eaten it, I was already concerned. So I had already pulled out my phone with the intent to call the police, being that if the situation got out of hand.
And so you contacted the police, and how did that go? Did they say they were just on their way?
The dispatcher did say they would send units. That's what I remember from the call.
Good. So, do you remember what happened when the police officers arrived on the scene?
Yes.
What was Teto?
When the police...
Yes. Guide me through it. What was Teto doing with the store manager at that moment?
Teto and the manager were still up front near the register discussing or arguing, I should say, about Teto eating the bread before purchasing. And that's when the yellow officer walked in to the establishment a little bit before. I wouldn't say it was a whole minute, but it was a few seconds beforehand. And they did ask everyone to remain within the store because it's now being investigated.
Of course.
And that's when Teto exited the store despite everyone else staying inside and being told to remain inside.
And he left the store with this yellow officer here exiting with them?
Yes. After Teto was beginning to leave, the yellow officer did stop them and they discussed something. I couldn't hear what they discussed exactly because I was more so towards the back of the store, so I couldn't tell exactly
with
what
the
they were
muffins,
discussing.
right?
But then they did both leave.
Okay. What was your feeling as a concerned civilian? Did you feel the atmosphere there was tense?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about what you were feeling.
Honestly, it was more of a mix of things. Between the arguing and the officers showing up, I normally do call police, but I've never been questioned myself, so I was all around pretty nervous.
Right, and so this blue officer here, were they the one that had questioned you?
Yes.
Now, during this questioning, would you say that this police officer was brutal with their questions, aggressive, or were they calm?
No, they were pretty calm, I'd say. Didn't make me feel threatened in any particular way.
Would you even say that you felt cared for?
In a sense, I did feel a bit more listened to than normal police interactions.
Of course. And that's common, I think, with this police officer, wouldn't you say? If there was a photo that had come out of this blue officer dancing with people, would you say that that tracks with the personality that you saw that night?
Yeah.
I have no further questions for you. Thank you so much.
Now, Nugget. Do you go by Nugget, Rat, or Leaf?
Any is fine.
Seems like a lot of names for someone to have.
Objection,
Yeah, they
Your
kind
Honor,
of
relevance.
stacked up over the years.
Sustained.
Are you familiar with what a Karen is?
I've heard the term around the neighborhood here and then.
And with so many names that you have, is Karen one of them?
Some teens used to call me that back in the neighborhood, but I never really answered to it.
Not surprised. Is it normal for you to call the police on a child
I wasn't concerned about the child. I was
Oh, no,
concerned
like
about the
grounds.
grown man eating bread.
Why were you so concerned that they were eating bread?
Because it's against the store policy.
And how does that affect you?
Well, it doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me directly right now. But if everyone starts ignoring the policy, then that's chaos.
Why is that?
Because there has to be rules and order. There has to be some type of boundaries.
Why?
Because if there wasn't, then we'd all be able to do what we want. If there were no rules,
So you could just eat the muffin.
well, I could have taken the muffin, but I
Then why
didn't
didn't you
because
eat
I
it?
follow rules. Because I'm a law-abiding citizen who also follows store policies.
Interesting. Would you say that it should be against the law for a child to eat in the store before purchase when they're hungry?
I would say you should be against the law to not follow store policies.
Regardless of their age.
Regardless of age.
Interesting. So you called the police on these two because you saw them eat bread.
Yes.
Why did you not contact the store, your cousin, or whoever works at the store first?
Well, because I felt that even if I did call them to the back or to where the muffins were and tell them about the situation, they would have already left by the time I got to the back.
And why would that have been the end of the world?
Well, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but they shouldn't be able to do what they want just because the world's not ending.
Do you think that they should be arrested for such a measly piece of bread?
I think they should have paid for the bread.
Do you think they should be arrested for not paying? Now, you also mentioned that it is a health risk for them to eat the bread in the store. Why is that?
Because when you eat bread, crumbs fall. And if you eat that bread, and those crumbs fall on other pieces of bread in the store, you could be sick. And now you're just contaminated all the bread.
And are you familiar with these cops over here? Have you had any interactions with them?
I've had maybe a few interactions with Miku, but the rookie I'm not aware of.
No further questions.
So Nugget, I think you spoke beautifully when this defense was speaking. And I'd like to ask you further. If somebody doesn't pay for bread, should they be held accountable for that?
To an extent, yes.
Of course. And to your knowledge, did you know anything about the other reasons why Teto was on trial here tonight?
Prior to this case, I was not aware of any other events besides of what happened in the store.
So the bread being stolen warrants at least enough of a consequence, at least somewhat of a consequence, you would say, for not being purchased.
Well, yeah, that's petty theft.
Of course. And if we had evidence this night about Teto speeding and recklessly driving, would you say then that they should be held accountable for that as well?
Of course.
And why is that? Do you think that there should be order, like you were saying earlier? What does order bring to a society?
Yeah. It brings stability and unity.
Does it bring peace?
Yeah.
Does it bring safety to the citizens behind these bars with us today?
I surely hope so.
I surely hope so too. Would you say without officers like Miku and Neru that there would be a higher risk of petty crimes throughout this city?
I do believe so. And I believe those petty crimes would evolve into much bigger crimes.
Bigger ones such as recklessly driving?
Mm-hmm.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
We wish to call our final witness, Griffin to the stand. Griffin, what is your relationship with Teto?
I am neighbors with Teto, and we both volunteer together at the orphanage, and I am a good friend of his.
And what has your experience with Teto been like?
Teto has been nothing but a selfless member of our community. As I said, we volunteer together at the orphanage, and he is a man of honor and integrity. I consider him one of my closest friends because my daughter was going through a kidney disorder, and he actually volunteered to donate a kidney to my daughter. And I would have brought her here to court today, but I didn't want to see one of her heroes in such a disheveled state.
And have you ever experienced Teto driving unsafely?
Considering we're neighbors and we both volunteer together, we have driven together multiple times. I've never seen him do anything outside the norms of driving. I've felt very safe in his vehicle, and I would trust my daughter in the vehicle with him as well.
And how do you know Miku and Neru?
They are police officers in our community. I've never engaged with them personally, but I can say, considering I also am a part of this community, a lot of our community members are scared. This is a situation where there was some bread taken and a possible driving violation, and Teto has ended up bruised in a wheelchair, for goodness sakes.
Now, do you believe that there was bread taken and a speeding charge in this case?
I don't believe that happened because he purchases that bread every day. I've seen him. I've been there with him, and I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary.
And even if there was, you would say this is an extreme.
This is beyond extreme. No one should be put in a wheelchair for this and ripped out of their car. The car probably wasn't parked because he was ripped. The window was bashed in and he was ripped out.
Interesting. And do you have anything you'd like to say to Teto specifically?
Teto, I'm very sorry you had to go through this. I took in Gumi after this arrest, and I didn't see Miku like she said. Gumi just showed up at my door, disheveled, crying. She had glass in her hair, for goodness sakes. I don't blame her for going through all this grief because this is a tragic incident. Nothing like this should have happened.
Interesting. And would you like to say anything to these cops that are a part of your community?
I would hope you could do better. Police officers are an important part of our society, and we want to feel safe around you guys rather than be scared and of escalation over such a simple matter.
Interesting. And this person over here, are they known to be a Karen in the community?
Yeah, she's kind of a bitch.
No further questions.
Is that allowed?
Brother.
It's the truth. It's allowed.
You can't use that language
So help me
here.
God. I apologize, Your Honor.
He swore to tell the truth, and that is his truth.
There'll be another
is
court
my
case after
truth.
this.
Oh no.
Strike that from the record.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Griffin, so you know Teto well, you'd say that they're selfless, and you'd say that they're honest.
Yes, he's my neighbor. He literally donated my daughter one of his 2 kidneys. I would say that's quite selfish. Selfless, wouldn't you agree?
Of course. I would absolutely agree. If somebody who is selfless and somebody who is honest then goes to a store and doesn't, let's say, purchase a baguette, should they, in that moment, still be held accountable in this society?
I believe there should be accountability in society, but if your father ate a baguette in the store, do you think he should be put in a wheelchair?
Unfortunately, no, I do not think that. Listen, I'll be the one asking the questions, Griffin.
I apologize.
Griffin, So, with evidence supporting the fact that Teto doesn't have a receipt for this purchase, what do you say about that? What do you say about no receipt? Is that common for Teto not
Do
have
you
receipts?
have a receipt from the last time you went to the grocery store? I
I'll be
personally
asking
throw
the
them
questions,
away.
Griffin. I'll be asking the questions.
I personally do not keep any receipts for my grocery
Of course.
purchases. I wouldn't be surprised
Yes.
if he threw them away after
course.
purchasing it. There are trash cans all around grocery stores.
So, and before I continue, let me ask one more thing. That you said Gumi arrived at your doorstep, glass in their hair. Confused. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I heard a soft knock on my door, considering she's a small child. And she felt comfortable coming to me because, again, he's my neighbor, and we have spent time together. We have both babysat for each other, him with my child, me with his child. And she came disheveled, literally glass in her hair, which from the broken window. I mean, wouldn't you? Sorry. She was crying from this whole circumstance. It was very tragic and a lot of grief with this.
So, of course, so you guys are very close together.
Yes.
So you wouldn't want to see Teto in jail, would you?
No, I would not want to see him in jail, especially not for stealing bread, allegedly.
So there is a chance that you do not want. You would maybe go an extra step further to make sure that Teto is in the clear, so that your friend can stay around you. Is that right?
Sir, are you questioning my credibility? I swore upon the Bible and all that is holy.
I will be asking the questions here in this court tonight.
I swore to God.
And you did swear to God, and I will be questioning your credibility tonight because I do have further questions. Griffin, did you message me before this court case on the 8th, and I quote, "Can I seduce you to hear what you're doing about that case?"
Whoa!
Let me repeat myself. Can I seduce you to hear what you're doing about that case? What do you have to say about that?
I'm at a loss for words.
You're at a loss for words. So was I that night. I have another quote for us today.
I would need to see.
I'm asking the questions, and I will provide this evidence. I have another one. On the 1st of this month, you had said to me, "I've been nonstop practicing to make you pay." Devil emoji. Devil emoji. This man stood here tonight and swore on the Bible and is now providing me devil emojis threatening the prosecutor, lawyer. Griffin, I have another quote for you.
That?
I have another quote.
May I speak to that quote? You're just defaming me in this situation with no context.
Speak on that quote. Would you like to speak on that quote?
Can you requote it for me?
Which of the many would you like me to restate?
The second one. The second one.
I've been nonstop practicing to make you pay.
Yes, I was referencing a video game we were playing together. Do you not remember when we played League of Legends in a 1v1 lead season?
Sustained. Please get to the points.
Now, this last one I have for us today, I hope the court will see relevance in it. You had given me a quote on the 21st saying, "I don't know if I'm going to be seen as a criminal."
Whoa, when did I ever say that?
The 21st of October. Griffin.
That must be AI.
Griffin, there is and I'd like to ask you, would you say there is maybe a conflict of interest you have here tonight in this court to make sure that I pay tonight? In your words, not mine.
You're not on trial here. Teto is on trial. And again, I swear upon the Bible, I am not lying in this situation for the betterment of my neighbor.
Of course, Teto is on trial tonight.
Why do you have to keep interrupting
as a witness
me?
Objection, argumentative.
For Teto.
I can't get a word out, Your Honor. What is this?
Go ahead. I'm so sorry. He took over me, Your Honor. Go ahead, Griffin.
Again, I've been completely honest in my words here tonight. I've sworn upon the Bible. I'm just relating what has happened. I never confirmed or denied his innocence. I confirmed that his daughter visited me and had glass in her hair, and she described the situation to me. I don't think this has any relevance in regards to it.
And so you don't think there's relevance in the fact that you have had multiple quotes against the defendant's lawyer?
You're not on trial here.
I'm not on trial. You're absolutely right. There's a conflict of interest, I'd like to point out, and I'd ask if you'd agree with this conflict of interest of the lawyer's prosecutor against your close friend on the defendants. Do you have a conflict of interest?
No. I'm just merely stating the truth. I'm merely stating the truth.
Of course you are. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Do you wish to redirect?
Originally, I planned not to, but after witnessing what I witnessed, I do have a couple questions. There is a quote from November 1st from Miku on Discord stating, "Can I drag Teto by the hair?" Are you surprised by that?
I'm not surprised that these officers laugh and joke about police brutality on a daily basis, even.
And there is also a quote before that of Miku saying, "Teto, get your credit card ready." Are the police stealing from this community?
It sounds like exploitation to me.
Have you been comped for having to take care of Gumi by the state?
No, I've taken care of Gumi because that is my neighbor, and I feel terrible for what has happened. I would love to seek some recompensation from the police officers, but I don't believe they would even care to hear my arguments.
Did CPS or anyone come to your house to make sure Gumi was okay? And my last question, Griffin, is that store that Teto visits regularly, are you familiar with any policies stating that you can't eat before purchase?
I'm not familiar with any policies. It didn't in the photos they showed, it didn't even look like they finished the whole baguette. And I've only ever seen him purchase from this store. I couldn't imagine him stealing.
In that photo, you didn't see any other baguettes that they were standing over eating either, right?
No, I did not.
Interesting.
I implore everyone to look at the evidence.
Now, is it common for Gumi to draw her gun on residents in this community?
I've seen that many times.
So this picture does
Did
not
you say
surprise
Gumi or
you.
Miku?
Miku. This picture does not surprise you?
Okay, sorry. No, that does not surprise me at all. I've seen her in many community events unholstering her pistol in an unprofessional manner.
Interesting. No further questions.
All right, with that, we'll go to our closing statements.
I would love to go first.
Yeah, they're witnesses.
No.
You may proceed.
Okay. We ask the people, these police officers, to protect us, and instead we punish them for doing it. That's what this trial has become. Were these officers perfect? No. But were they doing their duty? Were they making lawful arrests while you got to go home and sleep peacefully, knowing your streets will be safer due to these heroes? Without a question. They stood in the storm while everyone else hid behind judgment and hindsight. And now they sit here claiming that Teto is going to roam free after what they have done tonight here, after what they have done on the 19th of October. Your Honor, we have seen this construction of a story where Gumi, a confused and lost child, being persuaded by their father to just say the right things in court, and their close friend, a next door neighbor even, build up a completely fabricated story about the car being shattered and dragged out of the car. This is for the benefit of all three of them here tonight to fabricate this story. There is a conflict of interest with one of their witnesses. One of the witnesses here tonight is a child, easily influenced by their father. Tonight, I ask for you to look strictly at the evidence. We have proof of these baguettes being eaten. We don't have proof of a receipt. We have proof of Teto in a car speeding over the lines. We don't have proof. What was that? Was there a vacuum cleaner? Never mind. And that's so Your Honor.
Thank you.
My police officers may not be flawless, but they are the ones that showed up to this community, to this city, to keep people safe. And I hope that we can have Teto here be an example for all the citizens in the city that order means peace. Thank you.
Defense, your closing arguments.
Your Honor, and members of the court, today's case was not about bread. It was about abuse of power. It was about two officers who were looking for trouble and decided that trouble would be Teto. They accused him of stealing, yet the store employee, the only neutral witness in this entire case, clearly stated that Neto paid for his bread. There was no theft, no suspicious behavior, no running or hiding, just a man making a purchase with his daughter. There may not have been a receipt, but there was a witness who saw the truth. But instead of accepting that they were wrong, Miku and Neru let their pride take over. They followed Teto from the store, trailed him to his car, and even tried to follow him home. And when Teto may have slightly accelerated, they accused him of speeding with no proof and pulled him over and beat him. They didn't explain why they pulled him over. They didn't read him his rights. They yanked him out of his car in front of his own child, and they beat him to the ground until he blacked out and had to go to the hospital. And now he sits in a wheelchair with one eye no longer usable, covered in bruises, all because two officers couldn't handle being wrong about a loaf of bread. This isn't justice. This is misconduct. This is corruption. Teto is and has only been a pillar of his community, someone who helps blind children, who supports others selflessly and asks for nothing in return. If he's punished today, we don't just hurt Teto. We hurt every person who depends on him, including his child. We teach that truth doesn't matter, and only power does. I ask your honor to see what's really happening here. That Teto didn't steal, and Teto didn't resist arrest, and that Teto didn't attack. He was the one attacked by those who were sworn to protect him. Find Teto not guilty, and let justice finally mean something in this community again.
I will now take a brief recess to consider the evidence. The court is in recess.
Can you hold this for me?
Hold what? Is that supposed to be a middle finger?
That's an L.
Teto.
Everyone,
No,
what do you
no,
guys
no,
think
no.
is gonna
Come here.
happen? Who are you guys voting for?
Teto.
Yo, I'm not
What
gonna
is
lie.
what is that
You
screen have?
misquoted me too, Kyle.
What?
Teto.
Well, yeah, I
What
deliberately
do you
left
guys
out
think?
parts
Who's
of that
Son of a
winning?
quote.
bitch,
Who's
too.
winning?
Is it with
No, that
Iron
was so
Rat?
funny.
That
That was so funny. I could not resist.
Also, I never got to use this.
That's the one.
I got
are doing
you.
their job right.
I got
Exactly.
you.
Oh my god.
They even admitted.
She's so sorry.
They're
What
rookie,
happened?
and they're dancing. They're dancing to him
Let me
being
help
beat.
you up. Let me help you up.
No! Get
Let me
his
help
legs!
you.
Get
Get
him
off
off
me.
away
Get
from
off
him!
him.
Oh my
His
god!
legs.
Oh, I'm not ready.
I've carefully considered
Hold on, I'm
all
not
the
ready. Okay.
testimony, the
He's
evidence,
good.
and the arguments presented today. Will the defendant please raise? Or kind of roll forward a little?
He's in a wheelchair.
Make him stand.
I can't stand.
In the matter of the people versus Teto on the charge of theft of a baguette, I find the defendants guilty.
You can't do this to me!
However,
Wait.
No, this is not fair!
Wait.
This is not fair!
Quiet. Be quiet. Get back in your seat.
Order in the court, guys. Order in the court.
proceeding, I find the defendants not guilty.
What?
Guilty of one, not guilty
Easy.
of other.
Is this W?
My reasoning
Okay.
is regarding the theft
Standing.
charge,
Shut.
the prosecution has presented sufficient evidence to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that the baguette was taken without proper payment. And plus, it is always better to buy before you eat it. However, on the charge of speeding, the evidence
Hey.
is insufficient. Additionally, with the charges, I must note some serious concerns of the conduct of our two officers during the arrest, the excessive force that was used, and the failure to properly inform the defendant of their rights, and the treatment of the defendant in front of their child are deeply troubling. While these issues do not resolve the death, they will factor into sentencings. Teto, do you have anything to say before I pass the sentence?
Go on, I'm ready.
Given the circumstances of this case, particularly within the conduct of the arresting officers and the minimal values of the stolen items, I'm inclined towards some leniency. So, Teto, I hereby sentence you to time served and 1 year probation. You will also pay restitution to the store in the amount of the baguette.
Woo!
I will be appealing
Let's
this
go.
case.
That's a W, Toto.
How do I defeat the
You're-
bomb?
What?
You just gotta let it go at this point.
Teto, sit down.
Oh, you know what?
Teto, sit down.
Oh.
Teto can move.
Teto's
Teto
back.
can
He
move.
got a burst of energy. Anyways,
Adjourned.
thank you, the
Yes.
court. Thank you.
All
He will enjoy his
Thank you.
probation,
You're great.
and we are good.
Thank you guys.
No one
I'm
can
definitely
leave.
gonna appeal that. Don't worry, Teto. I'm gonna
No
appeal
one's
that.
leaving.
Who knows how to
Because
diffuse this?
You should not owe
Good
anything. We
freaking
might
job.
countersue for them beating you up.
Yeah. Well, because of that, they all get to blow up now.
Do it.
They don't know I planted bombs under the
There's always time for you
Do it.
guys to
ready.
reconsider what you thought was right. And I.
I'll get out.
Oh my
now
god!
you all will feel the same pain that Teto experienced.
Exactly.
Okay, finding him
Listen.
innocent.
Selena, you were an amazing
just had-
judge.
Yeah, I ate
You
Oh,
did a
thank
great
you.
job.
I
This
never
is
thought
the
this picture would be
get
The
it.
extended
used
one
against us.
to decide things.
No, because